I came from a home, we went to church, I think maybe 5 times. I remember my whole entire life. I mean, from toddler to adolescent to grown mid-age, 20s, whatever. My parents were divorced when I was 12, and it made a slight impact. And I grew up in a family where my parents didn't tell me they were proud of me. I don't remember a single time my dad said, "Hey, good job, congratulations, I'm proud of you, I love you." That's just not something that happened in our house. So me moving forward, I figured that was the norm. I moved to several different places, and I finally enlisted into the Army in 2004. In November 2005, I deployed for the first time. I was tasked to be the lead gunner for our convoy. To me, I was responsible for everybody in my convoy. But every time before I leave the wire, I'd chamber my weapon and then say a prayer, "God, please protect us." He was there. He was listening. I didn't know God was there. I went home on R&R about midway through, got married. On my way back from being married, I was in a convoy. This time I wasn't the gunner, but I was in my truck, so I was still in the lead. I didn't have a weapon. I didn't have any MVGs so I could see anything at night. I could just see window lights. And I was watching out the window waiting for a flash. All of a sudden, I saw a flash. Our truck came to a dead stop. My gunner came down. I can't feel my legs. But something inside me told me, I need to get into the truck. I need to get in that turret, man the gun, and protect my team. I wasn't sure what it was at the time, but something was there protecting us. Complete force field was protecting us. I'm pretty sure I probably prayed a few times, "God, if you get us out of this, I'll do this." Empty promises to God, not a good thing. We got home after being out there from 10 to about 6 in the morning. We got back to our base, and I seen the truck, and just the explosion and the damage it did to that truck. I knew somebody was protecting us. I knew something was protecting us, because the explosion caused so much damage. We should have been hurt a whole lot more than we were. I got home from being blown up that first deployment, and my life took a turn. It wasn't happy and lucky. Me and my wife, we could be sitting on a couch. She could say, "Hey, did you make dinner?" And I would completely flip out. My attitude would go from calm and relaxed to screaming and yelling over something as little as, "What do you want for dinner?" Or, "Hey, did you take the dogs out?" And I had no idea why, no clue. I'd come home and there'd be a piece of paper on the ground, something I could literally just pick up, and I would completely flip out on my kids because that one little piece of paper I could pick up. It wasn't fair to them. I was a bully. I was mean, hateful, and there was times where my kids would be scared to come to me. They could have a problem and they were scared. It wasn't fair to them. It wasn't fair to my family. It wasn't fair to my friends, anybody. I went to the counselors at VA. Their solution was take a breath, take a step back, breathe, think about the situation before you go into the situation. So you want me to get mad before I get mad? Not gonna help. So I did that for a while, wasn't working. It came down to me and my wife were arguing one day, and screaming death match type thing. I hit a wall, ended up scaring the kids. My oldest called the police. The police came to the house, and I had to be removed from the house. So now not only am I not in the house, she doesn't want me coming back that night. So I ended up sleeping in the car that night. So not only do I sleep in the car, I also have a hole in the wall that I'm going to have to fix. I knew I needed something else. And my wife said, why don't we try to go into church? We found LifePoint. That first day at LifePoint felt like that's where I should be. That second, that moment. I heard Travis get on stage and sing Christ Be Magnified. And it was like God was busting at my seams, just trying to get out, trying to engulf me with his presence and his love, showing me that he's always been there, protecting me, protecting my family, my friends, everybody around me. God has always been there. I just didn't see it. As a kid, all the trouble I got on, he was there. Growing up, going overseas, he was there. I just didn't want to see it. I didn't believe it. I had already started talking to the staff at LifePoint about myself being baptized. And I was asked the question, what's stopping you? The only response I had was, I was afraid. I was afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I haven't done anything to make God want to love me. I haven't gone to church. I haven't prayed the way I should be praying. It was like it was just wrong, everything I've done until then, so why me? And then he told me, it's all of us. All of us are in the same boat. None of us are worthy of God's love. And since then, my anger has just, it's not gone, but it's under control. I'm able to help that. And one thing that helps me immensely is coming to grit. Being around a group of guys that have problems too. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that gets mad. I'm not the only one that makes promises they can't keep. I'm not the only one that lies. There's so many of us that need help. We just need to know how to reach out. My men's group, best group of guys in the world. I've deployed 3 times. Anybody that's ever been overseas knows that that guy to your left and your right that will take the bullet for you. I know that these guys right here in my men's group, they're just like those guys I was deployed with. They'll take a bullet for me. If you could get anything out of my story, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Grab that guy to your right, that guy to your left. Start your own group. Talk real. What's worse can happen? I'm Adam, and I am a man of grit.